Okay, gang, we are back. Alright, so stream before this one, I just went over a quick overview of in-game, how you use gear score when you hit level 60 to unlock epic dungeons. And I explained how PvP is the quicker way to get your gear score up quick to unlock the epic dungeons. In 2 to 3 days of just doing probably about 24 or 30 rounds maybe of PvP matches, you can have all of the epic gear from PvPing. It's not necessarily the best, but it's a quick way to gate you up, unlock your epic dungeons. And the tier 1 dungeons gate at 5700 gear score. The next half of the tier 1 dungeons gate at 68. And then at 83 we start unlocking the tier 2 gear dungeons. And then at 9200 is the Castle Never, which is an all-encompassing one that drops pretty much the other half of your gear. So while you're filling up these with your normal gear, eventually you'll start getting the ring belts, neck and such down when you get to Castle Never. Maybe there's some random drops throughout the dungeons that'll fill those as well, but we will see. Right now I am sitting at, after getting all my PvP pieces and including one dungeon run, I got well, actually I got enough Seals of the Unicorn to purchase a ring, so I got that. So I am just under 8,000, so I am just 354 gear score short of the 8,300 tier 2 dungeons. And so far all I have done is 2 dungeon runs. One of the Cloak Tower, where I got my tier 1 arms. I put those in the bank for now, because those are, they have a set bonus, and I want to wait until I get at least one more piece before I start getting the set bonuses, and I lose the set bonuses I have now for my PvP gear, because all 4 right now of my PvP armor increases my stealth meter by 20%, so I stay in stealth longer. And when you can figure that trickster rogues do a hell of a lot more damage while they're stealth and they have combat advantage, then that's a huge increase in my damage as well. So I'll hold on to those for a couple pieces until I have some tier pieces to start set bonuses. So I'm pretty much done with the Clock Tower, because that was the one that dropped the arm piece, which I already have. So Cragmire Crypts is another low set one. That'll drop feet and ring, which I'm going to queue for it. The Throne will drop tier 1 armor and hand. And the Lair of the Mad Dragon will drop tier 1 head and waist. And you can queue for 3 things at a time. So we got those queued up. Now, queuing for dungeons, if you haven't figured it out already, they don't restrict who they put in the party. So you will not necessarily have a tank. You will not necessarily have a healer. You may not even have both, or one or the other. Actually, the successful Cloak Tower run we did there was 3 rogues and 2 mages. We just pretty much DPS things down really quick. Everybody whipped out their healer companions to keep us up and going, and made sure we had a stack of pots, but we got through it. But I think that was a pretty overgeared group too that got in there. Okay, so I'm queued for dungeons. If you don't want to wait, you can work on your crafting. I've been working on my leatherworking. And I can show you one thing I've been doing to gate through my leatherworking grind is I'll have 2 of my tanners gathering pelts, 2 of them making rough pelts out of them, curing them, and then I'll have my master tanner or leatherworker actually making stuff with the 4 pelts that these guys cycle out. And then they can usually cycle through these twice before a recipe crafted by the master leatherworker. So there's plenty of rough pelts for the master leatherworker to keep working and doing the high experience stuff. And I usually do like Know me. I will usually do the pelts gathering, and then the curing, and then for my master leather worker, I'll have him do pants. Actually, that's the one that does... Go down to level 7. There we go. The shirt, either a detailed shirt or the detailed leather pants. It's 40 minutes for 120 or 40 minutes for 100. Of course, this requires 4 pelts and the pants require 5 pelts. So basically you're getting the same number of experience per pelt here, but it's taking 40 minutes for 120 while this takes 40 minutes for 100 experience. So right now I'm just cycling through and doing pants all the time. So I got a couple guys gathering pelts, a couple guys curing them, and then one guy who keeps churning out pants, and then they just feed each other. Just got to keep a good stock of rock salt going so I can do all the curing and stuff. So another thing that I was doing the other night while waiting on a queue was just farming for mats. I just went to one of the high-end zones, like the Wailing Caverns, which is the last zone you'll quest through. I didn't run into a lot of resource nodes out here, though. I might have to go back one. Yeah, I went through all around here last night. I might try over in the Drow area. That's the Duergar area. This is a Drow area. This is Drow and Spiders area. Just run around, fight mobs, keep an eye out for resource nodes. Like that one. There's religion. Make sure you're stocked up on your kits so you can pretty much access all of them. Oh, that was good. I've still got my engine running skills up. Because when I'm running dungeons, I like to use that AoE ability. Mushrooms. There's an Arcana one. That's a Doom. Yes! That's definitely stuff I need. They're going for about 1,000 diamonds per right now in the auction house. Makes me wonder how long it takes for those to refresh. I can find a couple more and just like make a circuit to gather resources. It'd be awesome. Here's some ore I can send to my guardian, who's a platesmith. It's another thing you might do if you want to get into a lot of resource control. Start up a character, or start up every character slot you got, get them to level 10 so you can start crafting, and then just have them start gathering resources, and then put those puppies on the auction house. Plague Master's gonna suck. Yeah, that daily's nasty. It does damage based on how much damage they have taken. So it's kind of like a killing blow, like execution or something. The biggest crit I got off of it was 33k the other night, which freaked me out. It's like, whoa! Because before that, I think my biggest was like 24. It's always nice to finish off like a boss with that thing. And it definitely works in PvP too. I've just one-shotted some people with it. Take a quick couple swipes at him, do some damage, and then hit him with that thing and do about 9 to 14k for a player. Because players don't have a whole lot of health. I am not really got a lot of bonus HP, and I'm sitting at 21k. So your casters and stuff are going to be really vulnerable to that thing. And as you can see, keys are taking some time to pop, but I'm still thinking that's because there's a lot of people that are still getting to level 60 and that do a lot of dungeon runs, but PvP queued fast. I mean, I don't think I waited more than 2 or 3 minutes for each queue for the PvP. She's healing. Okay, it looks like it takes us a while to respawn, so let's go look around some other areas. Nooks and crannies. Okay, so I should have enough pelts now for making pants. Get my master leather worker working on those. Get a couple Tanner's working on making a couple more cured pelts. And then have these other two continue to gather pelts. So gathering, curing, crafting. Engineering. Yeah, when I first came out to this zone, this was actually a challenging zone, even small group fights. The warriors weren't so bad, but the occasional, what was it, the caster and the blade masters were really tearing me up. But since I got all the PvP gear, it's become much easier. I believe because, for some reason, the PvP gear for the rogue stacked lifesteal, which actually works really good. My lifesteal is damage gained is health. 9.1% of all my damage I get back in health, which is awesome. There's an elite dryad here if I want to work on him. Warrior, okay, good. Try to take out the blade spider first. A little bit of damage and slam. Bam! 25k. Finishing blow. Take care of the peons. Whoa. Q. Alright, Tomb of Villagers. Heal up. Invocation because I needed it. So here is the Epic Tomb of Idris. The fight at the end of this one, the boss is another ad-happy boss. Uh, Survival for Epic is kiting her around because the ads are slow, lumbering zombies. So you can pretty much avoid most of them and focus on her. But you don't want to get overwhelmed with the ranged ads. You want to take those down. And I would do some resource gathering in here, but groups for Epic Dungeons like to run through them quick, get their loot that they can, and then start queuing for more. So you usually won't have time to sit here and do a search for resources in the areas. That was pointless. Throwing all my daggers and stuff. Do my AoE again. Because that AoE, if I do it while I'm stealth, it ticks twice as fast. And since I get action points for my daily ability for damage, then that means I get my action points twice as fast from it too. I need on those residuums because a lot of my recipes require them for leatherworking. Gotta get all my money too. All that rock salt for leatherworking is expensive after a while. And I just greed on all the uncommon stuff. Because it's not worth a whole lot, and you have to waste a scroll of identify to make them worth anything more. I'm going to grab this one. Yep, see, they'll get ahead of you if you start going around looking for shit. Hey, they need to fix that. People get in your way of trying to pick stuff up. And they kind of fixed chests to where each person can loot from them. So everybody gets their own loot out of a chest. But I've seen them where 2, 3 people will get it, and then it won't let anybody else do it. So they're still kind of bugged. First boss. Caster summons a lot of zombies. Yeah, we already saw that. Okay. It's triggering for everybody in the party? I say a buck. I was out of stamina, deferred the dodge. I didn't need to do that second roll to get in the mobs, and I screwed myself. Stealth. Okay, and the first boss drops 3 seals of the unicorn, and he dropped the Shard of Lightning, which is a weapon enchantment, Sword Knot, which is for a berserker. I'm going to pass on that one. I'm going to need on that, and then pick up my seals. And a random green. Somebody beat me on the shard. I got a 97 and my 96. Sons of bitches. And then I won the green. Awesome. It was wasted on him. He was almost dead anyway. That gets all my money. And then boss number 2 is a competing adventuring party. Almost finished him off. Oh, got it. Okay, she did. 3 seals from her. It looks like they just drop off the first one. So I already picked up my seals. There's the drop, a rare green. Max hit points, regen. Read it. It's something you can sell, if anything. Somebody needs it, they'll need for it. The mimic reveals itself, so we know not to open that chest unless we want to fight one. Alright, final boss. Hey, this is the Lair of the Pirate King? I didn't queue for that one, did I? Well, this is the Cragmire Crypts. It didn't look like it. Looked more like the Tomb of Ildris or whatever the heck it was. You gotta watch out for his front swipes, because they do some considerable damage. Like that. Stay out of that. See, killed my pet. Alright, I'll take care of the ranged ads. The caster. Alright, back to the boss. Wave of ads. Oh, that was smart. third in damage. Yeah. 4.7 million, 4.5 million. Hat of the Pirate Horde. Life gen, regeneration, defense, recovery. It's either a guardian or a great weapon fighter. Shard of enchantment, fire burst. Need. And then go get my seals. 4. So 3, 3, 4. So that's 10 seals in the unicorn on the epic Cragmire Crypts. And then typically, which I don't like, when you exit the dungeon, it takes you back outside where the dungeon is located zone. So I think it's better to, instead of walking out the exit, just leave the party. And I think it'll take you out to where you were when you entered the queue. We'll have to find out. Okay, I was rummaging around over there. I have to do some cleanup after all the crap I picked up on that one. Yeah. Got a merchant over here. Okay. You can see where my shirts and pants are piling up for my crafting. Try to keep some of those, because as I get residuum, I can do the superb version of them, as long as I have these, because they are a material requirement for that recipe. Okay, so I pull all the enchantments and runestones. Any high-end pots? The high-end pots, level 60 stuff, have that shape rather than the square bottle shape. So I save those and I sell those. I've got 8 scrolls of identify for only up to level 59 items. So I'll use those where I can. Identify that one. Identify that one. See, all of these are level 60, so I can't identify them, because I don't have the scroll for level 60, which is the greater. So I wind up selling this crap for face unidentified value. And then that, you think a key would be awesome, but no, it's an uncommon item. It's just vendor crap. Okay, so sell all that crap. And I'll probably sell most of this stuff. I don't need that many. And since it's unidentified, I have to tell it, yes, I'm sure I want to sell it. Sell some of these. I don't need this many. We'll keep about a row of each. Okay, so I came out of one epic Cragmire run with nothing. Got 10 unicorn seals, which me up to 11. I think the next item is 45 or 50 seals, because the ring was 35 and I already purchased it. Of course, I could always purchase another one at 35. Right, so queue for crypts again, since I didn't get... That was quick. Rogue, Mage, Guardian. Mage and Healer. Good combo. Now let's hope they're awake. Hello? Yeah, when I'm not stealth and they're not stunned, I want to try to get behind them. It's hard to tell, but if you look at the rings on the ground on the mobs, where there is a purple semicircle is where I want to be standing. So that's where the position that I get combat advantage. And you'll notice when I hit stealth, the whole ring becomes purple on the outside. That means I can attack them from any angle. And I get combat advantage. But when I'm not stealth, it's typically behind them. Yeah, one of the other abilities I use, other than the AoE, is the one that automatically teleports me behind the target, which is awesome in PvP, because it's a great way to get distance, because you teleport pretty good distance. And typically mobs, if they're not stunned or something, they'll turn around automatically to face you when you teleport behind them. But players aren't that quick. So I can teleport behind and do a nasty attack, do some considerable damage. Usually just maybe one attack, but still in some cases it can be enough against a caster. Makes me kind of wish there was factions in the game as far as player-wise goes, because PvP is pretty much you'll come up against your own guild mates and friends and stuff. And the 3 days that I was doing nothing but PvP, you saw the same people on the other team for a while, and then suddenly on your team for a little while. Means I can't wait for Camelot Unchained. Going back to the old school RVR. And if I had the money at the time, I would have supported the Kickstarter. So I would have loved that 250 pack where you can get an alpha invite and you get 3 beta invites to share with friends or whatever. On top of a bunch of other stuff. Oh, and a lifetime membership. You get like three years membership, and then each year after that you can renew for $1. That would have been awesome. But it's already over. I asked, since he didn't get all of the... He didn't sell out all of those kits that he originally intended on Kickstarter, but I haven't heard back from him if I could still pledge, because that would be cool. Because Ruination is the guild I'm in here, and they are definitely a big RVR guild. They're pretty much active in several different games. WoW, Guild Wars. I think our small little faction of Neverwinter group was like maybe 15 active players, really. And we just recruited everybody we could off the server. Where am I going? I'm sitting there looking at the Hulk, and I'm attacking way over there. sucked. Here we go. 45k. I'll take it. Drew a little too much attention there. Bug. Didn't do this last time. Yes, we know who you are. Shut up. Looks like somebody got to him. Like Shadow Blades. Rare. It's probably not going to be comparable to what I got. I'll read it. Could have been a dick though. I needed it. Shard need shards. Crap. It hasn't given the shard yet. Got beat out of it again. 96 to my 89. That's one reason why I hate the knockback ability. I think it's either the priest or the mage that has an enchant they can do, then do a slight knockback with their attacks. Kind of screws me up from trying to stay behind targets. That was a sucky one. Didn't even crit. Boss 2, the adventuring party. Bam, bam. Injured. Just get run to catch up. Too many AoEs laid down. I wasn't dodging like an idiot. Everybody bite it? Okay, guess I'll wait. Well, we're waiting on them. Turns out there is an audible for when these are done, but that's only if you have the window open, which makes no sense. If I'm looking at it, I can see they're done. Dumb is. Why am I changing targets? I'm pointing at the healer. Don't attack him, attack the healer. Don't attack him, attack the healer. Jeeminus. I thought we were attacking the healer. And I was the only one doing it. Yay! Of course, it's not the same one I had, so now I have a weapons shard for Life Drinker. So not only do you need 4, you need 4 of the same ones. I think right now there's like, between armor and weapon shards, there's about 8 to 10 different ones. So there's probably some trading involved to get the ones you want, or the 4 of the ones you want anyway. And that's just to make one lesser. As we discussed before, 4 to make one lesser, and then 4 lessers to make a normal, and then 4 normals to make a greater. So 4 to make 4 is 16, and 4 of those is 64? 60, 60, 16, 40, 24, yeah. 64. So 64 of the same shard to make one greater. I wasn't attacked. It wasn't that close either. What's he doing way over here? Wow, that was terrible. Alright, last boss, Pirate King. There's the rogue. I want to try to concentrate on the ads, because they'll be coming constantly. Especially the ranged and caster ads. Melee ads are usually getting a bunch up over there and get killed by all the melee damage. What the hell? Cheating! Why am I fighting through? Oh, that was gay. Oh, well, that was crap. I was dodging. Don't do it. Who's bringing mobs with them? What? Should be spawning us down here where the campsite is. So now we're waiting to hopefully get that last spot filled since somebody jumped the gun. Pugs, 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 what can you do? All by myself. We'll see how the queue system recovers. Because there's not like in WoW where you can just say requeue. There's just set request mode to accept, deny, new people in the queue. So supposedly it automatically, if you've got an opening, it'll automatically put your group in the queue party to try to fill those last slots. I don't know where it puts you in the queue. You would think that since you're in a dungeon, it would put you near the top, try to fill any slots you have. And the funny thing is, I bet you when it fills, 4 people join up, they're going to be back at the entrance. We'll give it some time to see if anybody shows up. Whoa, that was just in time. Start my master on the plans. Here a couple. And then gather a couple. So we did get a shard out of this one so far. It's the weapon one. One I don't have yet, so we'll have to put that in storage. The life drinker one, I'm sure it probably is a version of lifesteal. Should be great for a great weapon fighter. I can go fight him myself. I can go look for resources, unless I find some mobs, and then I'm screwed. Where's my kitty? Wonder if I can use these to my advantage. Ah! I disarmed that one! That was bull. Come on, kitty. Make them run over the traps. Haha. Hello? Okay, you disarm these traps and they don't disarm. Awesome. It's awesome. This is awesome. Little spiders I can handle. There's nothing bigger. Yep, bigger and even bigger. Okay, so much for getting through there. Alright, so this is bust. That one was disarmed. And it took me back out to where the dungeon is located. Okay, so that wasn't very exciting, but you get the idea. Queue for your epics when you get to level 60. Ramp up your gear score to unlock more epics by doing PvP. Eventually you'll get to unlocking Castle Never. And then eventually they'll release Grim. And you'll find yourself in there. 20 versus 20 PvP. PvE in there is probably going to be the same. I'm not sure if they're... that makes it sound like we're going to have 20-man groups of PvE as well. So that'll be your raid content, rather than these smaller dungeons where you just got groups of 5. So that's in-game so far in Neverwinter. I'm sure we'll see more once we get a lot more people up to level 60, getting their gear up and getting raid groups together. I'm sure in the next couple weeks we'll have a Ruination group going or two, in which case I'll do some regular streams on some of our raid stuff. This weekend, if I have time, I might show a stream of the Foundry. I did play with it a little bit. There's not a real good guide for it yet. There are a few out there. They're kind of basic at the moment, because right now it's got basic features available, but there isn't any tutorials or guides for it. So you're kind of rummaging through there, figuring things out on your own. And me, I'm kind of anal when I create things, so I like them to be as perfect in my mind as I can make them. And I sat there and just laying down a map and the sky and the ambient sound in the background took me a couple hours just to get it down to about where I wanted it. But we'll play with that this weekend, show it and see what it's like. Maybe set up a couple simple tasks and encounters and see how you can build those. So we'll see a little bit more this weekend. Until then, take care. Bye-bye.